Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I was shooting a basketball. You couldn't really see. We're going to talk basketball today. We're going to talk one of the top teams in the county, the White Plains Wildcats. Coach Chris Randall is going to join us. Two players of the Wildcats are going to join us. Football season is officially in the books for a lot of teams. Now, the playoffs are ramped up this week. We're going to talk more of that tomorrow. But in terms of other programs, their season is over, and it is now basketball season. It is now wrestling season, and you're going to see us start ramping up that basketball and wrestling talk. You don't have a clue about wrestling, do you? Don't worry, we're going to get you caught up on that. Andy Fulmer is going to join us Thursday, and we're going to talk Weaver Bearcats, one of the top teams in wrestling here in the area. So we've got a great week that's going to continue throughout the week. But don't forget to like our East Alabama Now page. That way, if you have any, look, it's basketball season. If you got any highlights, send them to us. EANsports23@gmail.com. Send us scores, stats, wrestling, same way. Take videos, send it to us. We want to do something that nobody has ever done around here when it comes to basketball and wrestling, and that is cover it in a way like no one ever has in the digital media world. So again, make sure to like our East Alabama Now page. And always, EAN News, right? 6:30 p.m. More local sports with me, actually, personally. But your local news is with Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards. And John Holder with your weather on the street. I wonder where he's going to be at tonight. I don't know. You know, this weather's starting to get a little cooler out here. Anyway, all right, let's keep talking Chris Randall and the White Plains Wildcats basketball. I went out there, but before we go out there to show you some highlights from their practice, let's talk about Lindsay Barger, who is from Really Real Real Estate, and she is our proud presenter of our highlights each and every day. Do you love where you live? Well, let me tell you, we can make your home dreams a reality. You know why? Because Lindsay Barger specializes in home buying, selling, and investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, buy land to build a dream home, sell a rental home, or buy a home just to flip and resell, I'm telling you what, she is your friend through it all. She would love to guide you in the process. So if you are ready to buy or sell, call her today at 256-441-2389, 256-441-2389. And do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. Let's go to the highlights from White Plains. I took some highlights from their practice. You see them right here. Chris Randall's team is getting ready for the season. You see the highlights right there, running some suicides. Hey, you better not give up no points to the A team. I don't care if you're the B team. We don't do that around here. That's the philosophy at White Plains. Chris Randall's one of the top coaches in the state. He doesn't slouch on them, that's for sure. All right, here's White Plains again. Some highlights. They're getting ready for a big game next week against the Oxford Yellow Jackets. They always open the year up against each other. 3, bang, and it's good. The Wildcats, they got some sharp shooters right there. Coleman Ray, going to be a great player for them. You see Daniel right there. Flip it back out to guess who? Coleman Ray, bang, three-pointer. Steph Curry, makes it look easy. All right, let's keep going. We got some more highlights. Look at my man right here. Bang! How about that from the three-point line? They don't miss. That's one thing I noticed about White Plains at practice when I took some highlights is they do not miss. Here's Coach Randall talking to his whole team at the end of practice. Before we're going to catch up with him here in a minute, we went out to White Plains. Like I said, took some highlights. Lindsay Barger, Really Real Estate highlights. And one thing about Chris Randall's team is they practice hard. I watched them. This is a basketball team that sometimes he practices his starters against 7, maybe 8 players at a time. Okay, this is a guy that knows that if his team faces pressure, they're going to rise to the occasion. They did that beating Anniston just a year ago to make it into the regionals right there where they played Etowah. Of course, they fell short to Etowah. This was a game that the Wildcats led by 9 at halftime, but Etowah turned up the intensity coming out of the break, forced a couple turnovers, and ended up turning a 58-50 win in the Class 4A Northeast Regionals at Jacksonville State. And, White Plains, again, controlled the tempo for much of that game. And they come into this season with a chip on their shoulder. This is a team that knows the talent is there. And they played a lot of summer basketball. That's something we're going to talk about with Chris Randall, was the summer basketball. Of course, they played up at the Cardiac Tournament, which is up in Dayton, Tennessee. And White Plains played great up there. This was a team that once again proved to be masters of playing White Plains style basketball. And Randall has took his White Plains teams to veteran coach Kevin Templeton's camps in Tennessee all throughout his tenure at White Plains. Templeton's long career includes a National Christian College Athletic Association championship at Tennessee Temple University. So this is no slouch for Randall's team going up there this summer and playing in that tournament. But this camp is a strong camp. And I got to tell you, White Plains boys varsity broke down into two teams with its top 6 players on one team and the next 6 on another. And the varsity's best got it done. I'm probably going to say this name wrong, but I think it's Paul Lobby. I said that all wrong. But either way, he hit a 3-pointer late in their summer league game, which gave him a win over Chattanooga Christian Fellowship in the semifinals of a 14-team tournament. And Josh Wheeler's driving bucket at the buzzer got the Wildcats over the Cherokee, Georgia in the finals. This is a team that won that tournament. They prepared themselves this summer for a great season ahead. And White Plains has got a strong roster, whether you look at Silas Hines and the way he'll be able to contribute. Josh Wheeler. Of course, Coleman Ray, you saw some highlights of him. Daniel Williams, Carter Johnson, Barksdale. This is a really strong White Plains Wildcat varsity boys basketball team that's going to make a lot of buzz this season and make a lot of noise. And can we show them highlights one more time, the Lindsey Barger Really Real Estate highlights of that practice scrimmage? Because I got to tell you, this is a team that one thing I noticed about them when I went out there is they do not miss. I mean, look at this. I didn't have to edit out many highlights because they made most of them. Again, look, B team, we don't give up points to the A team. What more do I have to say, okay? No, White Plains, Chris Randall does a phenomenal job leading this program. This is a team that I can guarantee you is going to be right back in Jacksonville again, looking to make an appearance in Birmingham right there at the Final Four this season. And I think they definitely have the talent to do that. Chris Randall's a great coach, great program. They open the year up against Oxford. We're going to have highlights of that game. You're not going to want to miss that. But Coach Randall does a great job. Obviously, like I said, his staff's great too. Coach John Brian O'Connor does a great job with him right there. And so this is a great team led by Chris Randall. 28-year tenure right there. That's quite the tenure for Coach Chris Randall as a coach. And he does a great job with the White Plains Wildcats. And so we're wishing them best of luck this season. And we're going to talk more about them throughout the day. So let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, you'll join me from White Plains with the head coach of White Plains boys basketball, Chris Randall. Don't go away. We're talking basketball in the locker room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. So go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the Locker Room. Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm here with the head coach of the White Plains Wildcats basketball team, Chris Randall. Coach, the season is upon us. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's that time of year. One of the students spoke to me last week and said, "Coach, the weather's starting to change a little bit. How's your blood pressure?" So they know the season's starting to change. I get a little hopped up.
All right, Coach, let's go back to last season. Obviously, things didn't end the way you guys wanted, making it to JSU, and then the season coming to an end. Kind of just recap how you turned the page. Obviously, I know you coach golf, and that's a premier sport at White Plains as well, but kind of what's your thoughts on the way last season ended? Kind of what was your motivation kind of coming into the summer?
Well, we felt like we ended really strong. We had a really good sub-regional win over at Anniston, and we were in the toughest 4A region in the state. Obviously, with Jacksonville back-to-back state champs, and I got 4 or 5 college basketball players on that roster. So it was pretty gratifying to make it back to the regionals, and we had a halftime lead. We got exposed. We didn't handle the basketball as well as we needed to, and some loud ball turnovers cost us against Etowah. And we immediately started working on that, working on our things we weren't very good at. And then we tried to grind the things we were good at. And so lost our 1 and 2 from last year, ZJ Rosario, and, of course, Luke Bussey. Man, Luke's just a really good player for us. ZJ was tough as well. And so having to piece together a point guard, Josh Wheeler's going to take over that job. And Josh is not a natural point. He's more of a 3, but he's our best offensive player. So we felt like we put the ball in his hands, and we live and die with it. So he had all summer. I think we played, Coach, 34, 35 games this summer. And so we threw Josh in the deep end and let him make some mistakes. And he just had to learn how to swim. So I love the pieces. 8 seniors. All 8 are going to play and contribute, and we hadn't had that in a long time, since about 2009. I think it's the last time we had that many seniors. And so with 8 of those guys, they're hungry, but they've been around. They know the culture, they know the program, the expectations, and it's been a really good preseason getting ready, and I can't believe we took 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the summer. You guys play as strong of a summer schedule as anybody around here, period, in preparing yourself. Talk about this summer, what you learned about your team over this summer. Talk about a little bit of the summer matchups you guys played in, just how you got better over the course of the summer.
We played in the FCA play date over at Fort McClellan, and got to play Dothan High School, really good. I think they made the Final Four last year, and then we played Oxford, and I think we played those guys twice. And we had some play dates over at Alexandria Champions. But the highlight of our summer every year is going to Chattanooga. Well, this year it was in Dayton. I've been taking teams up there for almost 30 years. Mm-hmm. And that camp, we play teams from all over the Southeast. And it's a week away from here. We play people we never see during the regular season. You get too familiar with somebody, breeds contempt sometimes. So I like to play different folks during the summer. And we play teams from all over the Southeast. So it was great. But the biggest thing we got out of the summer, Carter Johnson really came on. Mm-hmm. Carter's 6'7", 6'8" kid for us, big kid inside. He's getting some looks. Carter's got great hands. And he really turned into our number 1 offensive weapon. And really we're going to kind of try to build inside out, go to Carter, play off Carter. So other thing we did is define roles. We play so many games, and one thing we do a lot, we play a cardiac tournament, which is a 2-minute tournament. Mm-hmm. Well, you get to see who wants the ball late in the game and who don't want the ball late in the game, who's good when the clock's winding down, who gets a little shaky, who your best on-ball defender is, who your best helper is. And we just really defined roles in the summertime, and it was one of the best summers ever. Guys got closer together. It's just fun getting away. It's just us out of state. And so we love that week at Coach T's camp. And summer's really where we make our money. Mm-hmm. And when fall starts, we feel like we're ahead of a lot of folks because we do so much in June.
Mm-hmm. Coach, you kind of mentioned some of the players that you're expecting this year. Obviously, 8 seniors is going to be a strong senior class for you. But just break down some of these players, what they bring to this program this year, and what we can expect from them.
Daniel Williams, who interviewed earlier, is a 3-year starter. Daniel's going to play the 4-5, can really shoot the 3 for us. Paul Lobby was mentioned earlier. Paul's just a tenacious defender. We think the world of Paul. Admire his effort. Coleman is going to be a guy that we saw earlier, crafty left-hander that can really shoot it. And of course, Josh is Josh is a 3-year starter as well, and he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. But we expect him to probably lead us or be our second leading scorer. Dylan Barksdale, who's really set the woods on fire in the last 3 weeks in football, will guard the other team's best player. And of course, Dylan's still with football right now, which we hope we make the playoffs. And Dylan's late getting to us. So Dylan's going to be a good player for us. Carter Johnson, the big 6'8" kid, is going to be a good player for us. Cam Allman will come off the bench and give us a spark. Silas Hines, who we hope gets into the Annapolis. He's applied to Annapolis and is moving through that process. So Silas Hines is going to be a point guard, 2-guard, 3-guard for us. So those seniors will all contribute, all 8 of them. I may have forgotten one. I'm sorry if I did, but that's the core of our team. Those 8 seniors build off those guys.
Absolutely, Coach. Let's talk about the area. Obviously, not an easy area, but you guys aren't going to back down from that. You're ready for the competition this season. Just break down this area.
Well, Jacksonville is going to be really well. They're coming up back-to-back state championships, obviously. But thank the Lord, John Broome is at South Alabama. I told John the last time we played him, I'd present your diploma. I'm so glad. I can't wait to see you play somewhere else. And then Cherokee County is very, very well coached. Caleb Hayes does a wonderful job with his team. They're going to pass the eye test. They all look like they live in the weight room. All those guys are huge. And so, it'll be and Cleburne County's up and coming. They'll have another good squad. But I feel like it's Jacksonville until somebody knocks them off. So us in Cleburne County's got to see what we can do to knock those guys off.
All right, Coach, let's talk about you opening the season up against Oxford. This is a game you guys have opened the season up with. You've beat them in the past, obviously, at the beginning of the season. So this is a big game for both communities to start the year. Talk about this game. Talk about Oxford as a team.
Well, Joel Van Meter over at Oxford, he's family. Joel married my high school coach's daughter. And so, I love Katie. She's like a little sister to me. And I just think the world of Joel. He's just, I think he's one of the best coaches in the state. I think this will be their best team that he's had. They are loaded. When you've got a sophomore point guard that is holding offers from UAB, it bodes pretty well for you. They can shoot it. They can score inside. They can play in transition. They can play slow. I don't see a weakness. Their strength is their defense. Very, very physical. I love to play them early because if you have a kid that's got any kind of backup in him, you're going to find out because there's nowhere to hide against those guys. So I appreciate Joel playing us. I mean, he didn't have to play us. It helps us. Hopefully it can help them. Hopefully we can give them a good enough game where they have to play hard and compete. But it really helps us to play that type of athletes and those type of athletes and somebody that takes basketball as serious as Joel does. I just admire what he's done at Oxford. I think we need to rename the county tournament the Joel Van Meter Invitational. I mean, I've won it so many times. He just keeps rolling. Mm-hmm. No matter who wears that uniform, that culture stays the same. And we try to do the same thing on different levels. So we love playing those guys early. We find out, you definitely find out what your weaknesses are opening night.
Yeah. Coach, talk off-topic questions with 2-year players. As a coach, some coaches, they eat, sleep, breathe the game. When they're away from practice, away from the game, they're watching college basketball, they're watching NBA. And there's some coaches that completely unplug. Like when they go home, they don't even want to look at, basketball. Mm-hmm. Are you one of them guys that completely unplugs, or are you one of them guys that's watching NBA, college basketball every day, every weekend?
Brother, I've been plugged up for about 28 years. I don't unplug. I play a little golf, but I'm still. You know how some people are addicted to different things. I'm addicted to keeping score. I mean, I knew I had a problem. My daughter, when she was little and she wasn't paying attention, we were playing Chutes and Ladders, I moved a piece. Should have been paying attention. Riley, pay attention. But I just, addicted to competition. I love to compete. And, that's where I really enjoy. I love taking our guys, trying to build a culture and taking ours and trying to beat somebody else's. It's very satisfying.
All right, you're an Alabama fan, just like
Tide.
myself.
Yeah, Roll
So do you like to watch Nate Oates and Alabama basketball play?
Absolutely.
So
Now, at the same time, I do love Auburn basketball.
Okay.
And Auburn football, not so much. But I do love Bruce Pearl. My daughter, Riley, graduated from Auburn, so I kind of pull for them in basketball too. But Nate Oates has done a fabulous job in Tuscaloosa.
I was going to ask you about his system. You get a lot of people that love his system. A lot of people don't like his system. The three-pointer get to the rim. What's your thoughts on his system?
We do a lot of that. We don't take many in between twos. We want layups, free throws, and threes. That's what we try to do as well. Not to their extent, but he's fanatical about it. We try to get those same 3 shots as well.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
All right, hey, man, thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, when we come back, we'll talk with 2 players of the White Plains High School basketball team. Don't go away. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Wait! This isn't a game. It's your basement. It's filling with water. And even worse, it's 2 a.m. Who are you gonna call? Time's up. We'll come out 24/7, 365, any day, any time to put out any fires. Well, not actual fire. There's a better number for that. But when it comes to plumbing, call One Tom Plumbing.
Welcome back into The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm your host, Namath Pitts. Again, we're at White Plains today covering the White Plains basketball team, spotlighting the team, one of the top teams in the county each year, one of the top teams in Class 4A, led by one of the best coaches in the state of Alabama, and Coach Randall. I'm here with Coleman and Daniel. Guys, can you believe the season is already here?
I'm excited. We've got a lot to prove, a lot of expectations. We've put in a lot of work, and I think we're going to really shock some people this year. So yeah.
All right, Coleman, what's your thoughts?
This came up quick. We've been working all summer. Just got here before we knew it, and we're ready to get back at it.
All right, guys, why don't we go ahead and talk a little bit about you guys? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves fully, let people know what grade you're in, and just kind of what position you play.
I'm Daniel. I'm a senior. I play power forward center. I've played basketball for 8 years. This will be my 3rd year on varsity, and I'm looking forward to it. I've got a lot to prove.
I'm Coleman Ray. I'm in 12th grade. Play mostly shooting guard. Played basketball since about 8 years now, I think, too. We're ready to get back at our senior year for sure. Everything's led up to this year. We're all ready for everything to kind of fall into place and see what we've been working for.
All right, guys, let's kind of pick up at the end of last season. You guys made it to JSU, played at JSU, came up a little short, obviously. Very strong Class 4A a season ago. When the season ends, do you I know you played baseball, Coleman, so obviously you went into baseball season. Daniel, do you really turn the page immediately and start looking forward to next season? What did you guys take from the end of last season, the way it ended, that gives you extra motivation throughout the off season to get prepared for this season?
Well, I think it's safe to say hardly any of us was happy with how last season ended, so it's almost like there was no off season. As soon as the game ended, we went right back to it, getting better up there literally every day for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just doing the same exact stuff we would do during the season, trying to get better and trying to prove everyone wrong.
So I'm saying, yeah. Basketball here is year-round. Even through baseball season last year, every day up in PE and basketball class, we were, getting at it, getting after each other for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And, everything's kind of just been taking that last year, that loss as motivation, and then kind of just, bringing it back this year and proving that we're where we need to be.
Guys, for the first time in a long time, the White Plains football team actually put themselves in a position where they could have made the playoffs in football. But a lot of people think of White Plains, they think basketball school. Is there an extra sense of pressure to you guys when you play, knowing that this community really comes around the sport of basketball and it's where a lot of people come out during the week is to watch you guys play?
I wouldn't say it's more of a sense of pressure. I'd say it's more of a sense of pride. I mean, we represent our school. We have White Plains across our chest. Everybody's looking at us. So, I mean, we go out there, we perform.
Yeah, Coleman, would you say a little bit of the same?
Yeah, it's enough. There's a pressure aspect of it, but at the same time, once you figure out that you have the pride of kind of representing your school every day, your friends, your community, that pride kind of takes over that pressure, and it kind of it gives us a good feeling to know that everybody in the community's got our back.
All right, guys, you two guys were chosen by your coach. Obviously, you're leaders on this team. As being leaders on this team, what does that mean to you as an individual player?
It means making sure my teammates are doing what they're supposed to do, being where they're supposed to be, and putting out results and getting better every day.
Yeah, we got 8 seniors this year, and even the juniors. We've all been taught to hold each other accountable, every day, and it's not it starts with everybody, and we've kind of been kind of pounded into us. You hold him accountable, he holds you accountable, and you don't take it as personal. We're here for business, and it's
All right, guys, let's talk about Coach Randall. Obviously, everybody knows Coach Randall in the area and the state. He's a very strong basketball coach, strong basketball-minded guy. Just talk about what it's like to have Coach Randall as your coach and what he means to you as a coach.
It's great. I don't think we could have a coach better, more suited for us. I mean, he holds us accountable, but also gives us a bit of a freedom aspect to hold each other accountable and really do what we see needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, he's he's like he's like leads us, and it's every time he gets on us and he's hard on us, but at the same time he's gonna love us more than anybody, and it's real assuring to know he's got your back in every situation.
All right, guys, what have you two done individually this off-season to better prepare yourself to get over that hump this season and make it to the state Final Four?
Well, our summer is basically like an entire season in itself. We play upwards of 30 games, practice every day, workout. So the whole team has put in a ton of work, and I think we're going to be ready for the season when it starts. I think we've got a lot to show.
Summer's is super busy, and it gets us, prepares us for it's tough, but it prepares us for everything. So by the time the season comes around, it's like we never stopped from last season. The second after the buzzer went off last season, that last game, we were right back at it, trying to prepare for this season.
All right, guys, let's talk about your teammates now. You guys, if you leave somebody out right here, they're going to see this on camera, and, when they see the show. So let's just talk about your teammates, guys. Talk about the guys around you guys that people really need to keep an eye on that are going to be premier playmakers this year for the Wildcats.
Well, after last year, people kind of started the rumor that we're not going to have as good as a front court after losing our guards like Luke and CJ. But I really think guys like Coleman right here and Silas and Josh especially, I think they're going to light the show up. They're going to have everybody looking at them. They're going to have the ball in their hands most of the time. And I think they're going to do what we want them to do. I think they're getting better.
For sure. I think, we got people like Cam who's going to step in that big man role. Paul and Dylan up there, they're crazy on defense. It's no breathing room for anybody, and we got juniors coming up, Ethan Turner, Harper, Prater. All of them are going to step up for sure. Big huge moments when we need them, and we trust them just as much as any of the seniors.
All right, guys, you obviously play in a tough region in 4A, but you guys don't back down from the competition. Let's just talk about this area a little bit, talk about the teams you guys are going to compete with. I don't want you to say too much. Obviously, I don't want to give any locker room material for anybody, but just talk about the night to night going through this area and what you guys have to do to be the area champions.
It's a tough area, and people know that. People know we're kind of a smaller side of 4A. But that doesn't change anything. We're not going to back down. We're going to go into every game with the same exact mindset that we're going to come out on top.
Yeah, there's people, you got Jacksonville, Cherokee County, and Heflin. They're all tough every year. But, we always talk about no matter how talented the other team is, there's stuff that they can't beat us at, with effort and hustle and attitude and stuff. And it really don't come down to, talent's a part, but at the same time, you can't control that, but you can control, your effort, how much effort you give every play and leaving everything out there.
All right, before we talk about the Oxford game, I'm going to go completely off-topic questions about basketball. All right. Michael Jordan or LeBron? Who's the better player?
Got to be Michael Jordan.
Okay. Colin, what you think?
MJ, no question.
All right, so we got two MJs. All right, we got two MJs. All right, who's your favorite team in the NBA?
Toronto Raptors.
Now, how do you become a Toronto Raptors fan?
I used to be a Utah Jazz fan, but back in like 2015 or 16, mainly just because I liked DeMar DeRozan. I really liked his game, so I just picked up the team.
All right, Coleman, what about you?
You know, I'm more of a Hawks fan. I like that hometown team. It's just, you know, I grew up watching them and just, you know, I can't get away from them.
All right, well, I'm a Rockets fan. We're trash, but it's all right. So, all right, let's talk best shooter in the game right now.
In the NBA?
In the NBA.
Still got to be Steph Curry.
All right, would you agree?
No question.
All right, who's the best shooter on White Plains team?
Probably Josh Wheeler.
You agree? Yeah. Josh Wheeler? All right, you got anybody that can dunk on the team?
Josh and Carter.
Who you think can get higher?
I mean, Carter being 6'8", it looks like he's about as high as Josh, but vertical-wise, you got it. Yeah. Josh is unbeatable. You know, he can get off the ground like crazy.
All right, who's Coach Randall the hardest on the team?
Ooh, honestly, I would say either Paul or Josh, because, I mean, either Paul or Josh, because they both are great players. They both have high expectations, and they both have a lot of expectations.
All right.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Josh is he gets it, you know, the most of it, but at the same time, he tells us, you know, if we're not hearing anything from him, to be worried, you know, because everything he's telling us is to help us. And, you know, Josh and Paul, like Daniel said, they got those. Josh has got a big role, you know, and he expects, you know, the most out of them, and so they're gonna get the majority of it.
All right, last question, guys. Oxford's a big game every year. You kick off the season against Oxford. People in this area know. People typically come out to that one. You go there. They come here each year, vice versa. This year, you guys are going to Oxford, if I'm not mistaken. Just talk about opening the season up against the 6A Yellow Jackets.
I think it's going to be exciting. There's going to be a big crowd from both schools, and we're just going to go out there, play our best, and expect to come out on top like every other game.
All right, Coleman, thoughts on the Oxford game?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they got talent, but, you know, we're going to go in there every day and every game that we play them, and, you know, we're going to give everything we got, and, you know, we're just as good as them, you know, because, I mean, they're 6A, we're 4A. Everybody thinks, you know, there's a big difference, but, you know, with our effort and stuff, we grind just like them every single day, and we're going to go in there expecting to win just like every other game.
All right, guys, the White Plains Wildcats basketball team opening their season up against Oxford. That's going to do it for today on the Locker Room. Come back tomorrow. We will preview all the first-round playoff games for football in the state of Alabama. I'm Namath Pitts, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.